We live in an age of endless distractions, phones buzzing, notifications pulling us in every direction, and comfort whispering, "Stay a little longer." Laziness has become a silent enemy, stealing our potential day by day. Yet almost 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, battled the same inner struggles. His timeless wisdom holds 7 powerful secrets that can help you rise above procrastination and reclaim your life. Before we begin, let me ask you, do you often waste energy trying to prove yourself to others, or feel drained by constant noise and distractions? Let me know in the comments, and also tell me which city and country you're watching from so I can thank you personally. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more timeless wisdom from Marcus Aurelius. Laziness and distraction aren't modern problems, they're human problems. Even Marcus Aurelius, an emperor with the weight of an empire on his shoulders, faced mornings when he didn't want to rise, moments when excuses whispered louder than duty. Yet he overcame them. Today, let's uncover his 7 Stoic secrets for conquering laziness and living with purpose. Secret number 1. Discipline over feelings. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I am rising to do the work of a human being.'" Think about that. Even the Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man alive, struggled with the temptation to stay comfortable under warm blankets. But instead of giving in to feelings, he chose discipline. This is the first Stoic secret. Don't wait for motivation. Act out of duty. Laziness thrives when we give power to our moods. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it later when I feel ready." But Marcus teaches that feelings are unreliable. Some days you'll feel strong and other days weak. If you wait for the perfect mood, you'll waste your life waiting. Discipline means showing up regardless of how you feel. It's reminding yourself, "I was not born just to lie here. I was born to act, to think, to serve, to build." In today's world, discipline is your superpower. Every time you wake up early, finish a task, or resist the urge to procrastinate, you're practicing the very same mindset Marcus used to rule an empire. Here's a challenge. Tomorrow morning, when you want to hit snooze, hear Marcus's voice in your mind. Ask yourself, was I made for comfort or for purpose? If a Roman emperor could rise from his bed and face battles, politics, and the endless noise of the world, then you can rise to face your own day. Laziness dies the moment discipline takes over, and that's the first step toward taking control of your life. Secret number 2, focus only on what's in your control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the second Stoic secret. Focus only on what you can control and ignore the rest. Most of our energy is wasted worrying about things we can't change, what people think of us, how others behave, whether life is fair. Marcus reminds us that these are external, beyond our control. And when you waste energy on the uncontrollable, laziness creeps in. You feel powerless, drained, and unmotivated to act. But here's the truth. The only thing fully in your control is your mindset and actions. Your effort, your choices, your response to challenges, these belong to you. Everything else is noise. Think about how much time people lose scrolling through social media, comparing themselves to others, or getting angry at things they cannot change. Marcus would say, stop surrendering your mind. Reclaim it. When you focus only on your actions, laziness disappears. Why? Because you stop blaming circumstances. Instead of saying, I can't because the world is unfair, you say, I'll do what I can with what I have right now. Imagine 2 people facing the same problem. One complains endlessly. The other takes small, decisive action within his control. Who wins? The second, always. Marcus Aurelius led armies, managed politics, and carried an empire on his shoulders. If anyone had excuses to say, this is too much, I can't, it was him. Yet he focused only on his role, on what he could control, and left the rest to fate. So ask yourself, what's in my control right now? If the answer is action, then act. If it's not, then let it go. That simple shift will destroy laziness and give you unstoppable clarity. Secret number 3. Rise early. Live purposefully. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the struggle of leaving a warm bed in the early morning. He admitted that comfort whispers to us, tempting us to stay asleep. But then he asked himself a powerful question. Was I made for lying warm under the blankets, or for doing the work of a human being? This is the third Stoic secret. Rise early and live with purpose. Think about it. Every extra hour spent in bed is an hour stolen from your life. Marcus understood that time is the one resource we can never recover. If we waste our mornings, we lose the foundation of the day. Starting early isn't about punishment. It's about claiming ownership of your life before the world interrupts. When you rise with purpose, you start ahead. While others are sleeping, you are learning, planning, training your body, sharpening your mind, and you don't need to rise at 4 a.m. or copy someone else's routine. The point is to rise before laziness traps you. Create a ritual that reminds you of your purpose, whether it's journaling, exercise, meditation, or simply working on a meaningful project before the noise of the day begins. When Marcus, the emperor of Rome, could push himself out of bed to face wars, politics, and endless duties, what excuse do we have? If he could rise early to live his purpose, so can we. Tomorrow morning, remember his words. Don't ask, can I stay comfortable? Ask, what was I born to do today? Secret number 4. Embrace discomfort and hardship. Marcus Aurelius believed that hardship isn't an obstacle, it's fuel. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the 4th Stoic secret. Embrace discomfort and hardship. Most of us try to avoid anything unpleasant. We chase comfort, softness, and ease. But laziness grows in comfort. Discipline grows in discomfort. Marcus understood that challenges are not meant to break us, but to shape us. When you lift heavy weights, your muscles grow. When you endure cold, your body adapts. When you face difficult tasks, your mind becomes stronger. The same principle applies to life itself. Every obstacle is a chance to build inner strength. Think of Marcus himself. He faced wars, betrayal, disease, and personal loss. Yet instead of collapsing under the weight, he trained his mind to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. He didn't complain. He transformed hardship into his teacher. Today, hardship might look like waking up early, saying no to distractions, or tackling the hardest task first, instead of putting it off. These small acts of discomfort are actually exercises in power. If you want to overcome laziness, don't run from discomfort. Seek it out. Choose the harder path. Walk when you'd rather drive. Read when you'd rather scroll. Work when you'd rather rest. Every time you do, you become stronger. Marcus teaches us that obstacles aren't roadblocks. They are stepping stones. Laziness says, it's too hard. Stoicism replies, good, hard is how we grow. Secret number 5, daily reflection and journaling. Marcus Aurelius never planned to publish his book, Meditations. Those pages were his private notes, written only for himself. They were reminders, corrections, and reflections on how to live each day with purpose. This is the 5th Stoic secret. Use daily reflection and journaling to stay disciplined. Why does this matter? Because laziness thrives in an unexamined life. When you drift through days without reflection, you lose direction. But when you pause, write, and reflect, you gain clarity. Marcus used his journal to ask himself hard questions. Am I living according to my values? Did I act with courage? Was I ruled by anger, or did I remain calm? He held himself accountable, not once in a while, but every single day. In today's world, journaling can be your weapon against distraction and procrastination. Spend just 5 minutes at night reviewing your actions. What did you do well? Where did you waste time? What can you improve tomorrow? These small notes build massive change, and you don't need to write essays. A few honest lines are enough. The goal is not perfection, but awareness. As Marcus proved, reflection turns chaos into clarity and laziness into progress. So tonight, take a page from the Emperor's book. Literally. Pick up a pen and write. Your future self will thank you. Secret number 6. Live by virtue, not excuses. Marcus Aurelius believed that the highest good was to live according to virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. He knew that excuses weaken us, but virtue strengthens us. This is the 6th Stoic secret: choose virtue over excuses. Think about how often laziness hides behind excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. The conditions aren't perfect, but excuses are lies we tell ourselves to avoid responsibility. Marcus rejected them. He reminded himself, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. For Marcus, virtue wasn't about big speeches or grand gestures. It was about daily actions. Was he just in his decisions? Did he serve others? Did he remain disciplined? That's what mattered. Not how he felt, but what he chose. In your life, living by virtue means showing up when it's hard. It means doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. It means keeping promises to yourself, not just to others. Laziness is easy. Excuses are easy, but Marcus teaches that real power lies in responsibility. When you stop blaming circumstances and start living by principles, you become unstoppable. So the next time an excuse whispers in your mind, silence it with virtue. Ask, what would the best version of me do right now? Then do it. Secret number 7, memento mori, remember death. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is the 7th Stoic secret. Remember death, memento mori. At first, it may sound dark, but for Marcus, remembering death wasn't depressing, it was empowering. Why? Because it created urgency. It reminded him that time is short, and laziness is the biggest thief of life. Think about it. How often do we say, I'll do it tomorrow? But tomorrow is never guaranteed. Marcus saw friends, family, and soldiers die. He understood that life is fragile. So instead of wasting time, he lived fully in the present. For us, memento mori means using mortality as motivation. When you remember that your time is limited, suddenly scrolling endlessly, postponing dreams, or staying in bed feels absurd. Why waste life when each moment is priceless? Imagine if today were your last day. Would you really spend it procrastinating? Or would you rise, act, and make it count? Marcus urges us to choose the second path. So let death be your teacher, not in fear but in focus. Let it remind you that every breath is an opportunity. And when you live with that urgency, laziness loses all power over you. Marcus Aurelius was not a superhuman. He was a man with doubts, fears, and temptations, just like us. Yet he chose discipline over laziness, virtue over excuses, and action over delay. That's why his words still inspire millions nearly 2,000 years later. Apply even one of these lessons consistently, and you'll feel a shift. Apply all 7, and laziness will no longer control you. You will control yourself, and by extension, your life. Now, imagine your life if you truly embraced these Stoic secrets. Imagine waking up each morning with purpose instead of hitting snooze. Imagine focusing only on what you can control, no longer drained by the noise of the world. Imagine facing discomfort not as punishment, but as training that makes you stronger every day. This is not fantasy. This is exactly how Marcus Aurelius lived, despite being surrounded by chaos, wars, politics, and betrayal. If he could rise above excuses as Emperor of Rome, then you, in your own life, can rise above laziness. The battle is not with the world, it's with your own mind. And as Marcus teaches, your mind is always within your control. Choose discipline, choose purpose, choose virtue. Life is short, and each day wasted in laziness is a day you can never get back. So don't wait for tomorrow. Act now. Become the person Marcus Aurelius would tell you that you were meant to be. If this video inspired you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear Marcus's wisdom today. Comment below which of these 7 secrets you'll start applying right now. I'd love to hear from you. And remember this, control your mind and you control your life. The choice is yours today.